Hey, where are we at? Are we not supposed to pop up here? Oh, you know what? I realize we're not. Because I actually downloaded a video.
Oh, we got some more. More of the intro to go.
Yeah,
this is the first round of the song, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, and we're back, guys. Everybody, how we doing?
Hey, can you hear me over the song?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I can hear you too, but I can't hear myself. I don't know if am I too loud? Am I too loud right now?
I don't know. Maybe you're not loud enough. That might be a thing.
Oh man, it might be. Oh, there it is. There's.
Oh man, I think we're gonna talk about that.
3 hours.
That's what I didn't even know about that, dude.
It's a Scorsese movie. Come on.
I was like, what is this? Why is this 3 hours?
Why is this 3 hours? Because it has to be 3 hours, man, to get all the nefarious shit that goes on. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know if this is actually like a movie or if this is like Martin Scorsese's like wet dream.
Oh, it's a wet dream for sure. 100%. This movie is like crack. This is crack to a fine movie connoisseur. Hello, everybody.
You got the disco lights on. Look at you.
Look at me go. All right. No, you aren't dizzy and falling over. These are some lights that I have, and they go off. They come back on. We're having a party here. All right. Because we're back. We're back, babe. We're back, baby. All right. Here it is. And we're doing two damn fine movies, if I do say so myself. We're doing Wall Street and then The Wolf of Wall Street. There seems to be a theme here, but I just can't pick up what it is though.
And by the way, I didn't know that these weren't connected. I thought they were connected. That's why I came in guns blazing. I was like, this is the story about Gordon Gekko, and while The Wolf of Wall Street is about the way Gordon Gekko really did it, and then it was like, no, it's not. It's just because we found out there's the
and honestly, I had to know one thing about the sequel. Was Charlie Sheen in it? I didn't know if he was or not.
I don't know. Maybe he's.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know spoilers?
Spoilers.
Yes or no? Yes. You do want it? He's in it.
Wait, is it a cameo or he's in it?
It says Bud Fox on IMDb.
All right, we'll see. Because he could always be at the end and sit down and be like, at least you gave it a try, young sir.
Yeah. I tried what you tried once and failed.
I can't do this. But let's get started, everybody. Welcome back to Side by Side Movies. I'm your host, CJ Robles, and my co-host.
That's me. I'm Ben Garrett. Nice to meet you again. Forgot your name, but that's okay, because we'll meet again someday. I feel like that's something Mr. Rogers would say.
Dude,
and that rhymed. Holy shit!
You're still rhyming. Keep going.
Holy shit! That may be a hit.
That might. Be
Oh.
So we're back Side by Side Movies. So I've grown, everybody, since we started this little show.
Yeah. What are you, like 6'2" now?
I've grown around. All right. I wish. Well, let's talk about the movies. Let me just intro the movies, and then we'll get back just to hanging out, because Ben and I haven't really hung out in a minute. It's been a long minute. But let's talk about these movies real quick. We're going to talk about 1987's Wall Street, rated R, 2 hours, 6 minutes, crime drama. An impatient young stockbroker is willing to do anything to get to the top, including trading on illegal inside information taken through ruthless, greedy corporate raider who takes the youth under his wing. Director Oliver Stone. Writers Stanley Weiser, Oliver Stone. Stars Charlie Sheen, Michael Douglas, and Tamara Tooney. And we're comparing it, or we're watching it. We watched it with The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, rated R, 3 hours. Biography, comedy, crime, based on the true story of Jordan Belfort, from his rise to wealthy stockbroker living the high life to his fail involving crime, corporation, and the federal government. Directors Martin Scorsese, writers Terrence Winter, Jordan Belfort, and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, and Margot Robbie. I got through that, I think.
That was pretty solid.
That's the best one I've ever done.
Yeah, no, I think that was pretty damn seamless for coming back.
Yeah, let's just
Um,
say the butcher needs to make a appearance. He's gonna have to
the
come back soon.
butcher.
Well, I've been
If
practicing a lot.
just do your Al Pacino accent. Or
Oh,
I say it's an accent. It's supposed I've been impression,
I have
but it's almost like an accent at this
it's
point.
an accent. Oh, I don't do an Al Pacino anymore. I stopped it. I stopped doing the walking.
Oh.
Everybody's doing it. I stopped it. It's a horrible one now. I stopped doing Christopher Walken, but I started making characters with him. So now I have a character. It sounds a little bit like Walken, but he's a little bit talking like this. It's a character I created there.
How about running? Instead
Running?
of walking.
Walking as Christopher running. I'm running the song because I want to sing it this way. I was recently taught that. Oh, I almost did a John Travolta. It's like, no, man. I've been reading the books lately, the acting books, because I'm back into acting, guys. So I've been just catching up on some of my acting, and definitely like to read books because I like the screenplays. Because Ben's missing what I'm showing right here.
Sorry.
This
Look at that.
screenplay. You see this movie?
Oh, that's my bad. Yes, it is. That does say screenplay on there.
It's screenplay.
Yeah.
But the photos are amazing. Look how long this thing. Now I bought this book.
What is that? A horse?
Wow, Gyllenhaal. No wonder they say we look alike. What do you call it? I know. I get that. I get that a lot now, Ben. Dude, you're the Mexican Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm like, I don't see it. But I got this.
I just get called Tormund off of Game of Thrones. So I mean, I'm not mad about it. But hey,
Is it? It's you're getting recognized for GOT, bro.
honestly, I'm not mad about it. I am. For anybody who doesn't know, and I don't even know if I've disclosed this to you really too much, I'm a massive Song of Ice and Fire book fan. I listened to one of them on repeat. It's called Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, I have it on audiobook. I'll listen to it all the time. It's only 9 hours long, man. It's damn good. If anybody
But
wants to listen to
this
those.
is based off of Game of Thrones.
Yep. It's like a prequel. It's set like 100 years before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
So-
Everyone, I still never got into Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
sorry
just
about
like you
that.
didn't get into Wolf of Wall Street until this
Oh,
time around. That's what's so cool
Well,
about
you know why?
this.
You know why I didn't do this? Because Jordan Belfort didn't bang his sister in the first season, the first episode. So I kind of, I can't do it. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I see it. I see it's the same. It's the same people that are the Star Wars fans, and they always. And I'm a Star Wars guy, but I'm not the highest level because it's that certain part where you guys are the GTO Star Wars fans, where they kind of look at things and they turn a blind eye, and that was pretty obvious. The Luke and Leia kiss, the love. They didn't know where they're going with the movie, so I let it slide. And I love Star Wars, so I'm not gonna bad the originals, but. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get into it later. I've seen a lot of the clips on YouTube, so I'm caught up. I'm actually caught up with a lot of the story because I have seen the YouTube clip. I went down a couple rabbit holes a couple months ago, and I was like, I can see how you.
Are you talking about Game of Thrones
Yeah.
incest or okay? Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
totally.
No, I just accept that as part of the world and move on. I mean, honestly, like royalty back in the day, they used to do the same shit, and that's what he bases it off of, really.
Yeah, and I just
So-
see how what's his name, George R. Martin.
Yeah, good old Gurm.
He looks like he'd bang his sister. Anyways, I'm just joking.
Yeah. Listen, CJ. If you delay that book by spreading false rumors, Lord help me.
No,
I mean,
I thought-
it's been since. I mean, honestly, the last book came out in 2011, so it's well over 12 years.
This movie came out in 2013. It's 10 years. It took me 10 years to watch this movie.
10 years to watch. That's impressive. I've never seen Wall Street, so that's been 30 years.
It doesn't count.
It totally counts, man. What are you talking about?
You've never seen it in 30 years. You probably didn't know it existed, did you?
I totally knew it existed and just
Oh,
chose.
okay.
I chose not to watch it because I was like, everybody talks about how this movie is so good, but I was just like, I don't believe it. Wall Street, such a. I guess I just never was like, oh man, Michael Douglas and Charlie Sheen. I need to see that movie. But I mean, and I heard great things about it, but I was just like, it was It's one of those that just never was of interest to me.
It has a, to me, Wall Street has a it's kind of a time capsule movie. When I saw
Yeah.
the New York and everything, like the way they portrayed it when we were growing up, and they're just, it's like, that's from like '87, so I was only 3, but when they portray the movie, I right away I was like, oh, this is awesome. The way I've never been to New York, but I've been to the East Coast. I've been to Jersey. I see the way a lot of that stuff is over there, and I'm like, oh, it's nice. There's subways, greenery, everything's beautiful. I love the East Coast, but watching the way the movie is made, it's told really well. I believe it's shot on 35 millimeters, so it's like really nice and grainy. But Michael Douglas as Gecko, when you first get introduced to him, when Charlie Sheen's in the room with him, he's pretty good. Now you compare that to the Matthew McConaughey character in Wolf of Wall Street, and you get two completely different mentors.
Not really, bro. Like they're very similar, I think, because
I guess
it's they're okay. Here, they're two different sides of the same coin.
Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you. That was a really good. Wow, that was a good one, Ben.
So yeah, thank you. Thanks. Been marinating on that one for the past couple months.
You showed me up now. I got.
But no, I mean it's very interesting because you can really, I feel like when Wolf of Wall Street came out, and I think that's another reason that I didn't really, I wasn't like, oh man, I need to see Wall Street, because Wolf of Wall Street came out around the time that I was kind of interested in all that stuff. I was like, what, 23 in 2013, and a lot of my friends love this movie. I mean, it's a party movie. That's all it is. I mean, they would get hyped watching this movie. And this was something that they would watch, and yeah, we got to go out. We got to do God knows what, everything everything besides
with a $30 budget.
Yeah,
$29.99
exactly.
budget. We're gonna do the same shit.
Dude, I mean, no, I mean this was an inspiration. I mean
No, it is, and that's why I avoided it. I saw exactly what you just said. I would just see people change like that and be like, but they all talk, man. I'm like, I know it takes a lot of work, and that's like, okay, so think about this. Like, I'm gonna just say right off the bat, great fucking movie.
Yeah,
great movie. Maybe I shouldn't be cussing, but great movie.
we
push it on YouTube, But I just want to say great movie. Like I got hooked because that's another reason I waited a little bit on this one to watch. Because I was like, when I would decide to watch which one, I was like, let's see. Well, I usually watch the older one first, but for some reason, I gotta talk about Wolf of Wall Street, and because I've been avoiding it this whole time we've been doing this show, and I was like, all right, let me see what the hours are. Wall Street, 2 hours 4 minutes. I was like, all right, Wolf of Wall Street, 3 hours.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell? If I'm not mistaken, was Casino made by Martin Scorsese?
It was, yes.
This movie has the way this story is told is told like Casino, but ramped up without the murders.
Yeah, I feel like it was a mix of a Goodfellas too, because you have him talking to you. Like he steps out of frame, or not out of frame. He just he breaks the fourth wall.
You're in his head, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I think it has a bit of that too. But yeah, no, I get what you're talking about. Like, shot very similar. It's an intriguing story. Both of them are, because you really just you get to see the birth of an asshole, and that for some reason it's an intriguing story. You just love to see people gain success. You're just like, man, I would love to have all that, and then you just see it get it ripped away, and you're like, yep, you deserve every bit of that.
Man, that's a moral thing though. If people have been following the show, everyone thinks that I'm a little bit more on the business side, but I know things have to take money to be run, and you have to take things serious. I love playing, but when I love what you said, the birth of an asshole. I mean, some people get pushed to that point of like a diamond pressure where they have to make a decision, and some people don't make decisions. And I'd rather just flip the coin and see what's gonna spin than, because let me get a little bit deep on everybody, but like living through life and then just finding out that it's gonna end, and then you have an opportunity. But the way he goes about it, the thing is, man, we've seen Boiler Room.
Yep.
We've seen The Big Short, which I love, one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
This almost has
Robbie,
repeat offender. Also, what do you call it? Looking at what are you saying? We've seen those movies. this kind of feels like an Adam McKay movie in a way, and in a very, because he likes to explain everything, but when Scorsese, right before he explains something, he literally lets like he makes them just say fuck, fit, whatever, you get it. It's like where the Big Short, Adam McKay movies are it's more, he explains the whole thing the way you can see it. Now watching this movie right away, just because I've seen the clips, it's just it's shot well. I don't even know this is Scorsese anymore. This might be Scorsese with other people's influences in a way. I'm just saying that, but he might know something that I don't know, where he's like getting, because this thing's so well modern, so well made, and this is 10 years ago, dude. Yep. This movie, like, I felt like I saw it just the other day. I felt like this came out, but I mean the way it's told, the way it's gone through, the way you see these characters. Also, there's another repeat offender, Mr. Ethan Suplee.
Yes.
He's in it, and he doesn't really have a big part, but he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's awesome.
There's a ton of, like, not even character actors that are in this movie, but I mean faces that you recognize, but you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I know who that is, aside from Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill. And Jonah Hill, I have to say, I mean, I know that he took a cut in his pay to work on this movie, to work with Scorsese, and honestly, his acting in this is just phenomenal. He's I mean, I don't think he gets praised enough for this role.
He does a good
honestly.
job. Everybody's acting, except Margot Robbie does break character when she's fighting with him in the room. She does, or no, not break. Her accent breaks, and it goes into her. She does it. She lost it, and I was like, oh, she's actually like, she's not acting. But outside of that, I thought it was great. I thought everybody's acting performance is good. I did want to talk about. Well, man, there's so much to talk about. This, I guess we'll just go, because I'm playing it in the background, and I'm just letting it go, even though it's 3 hours.
You have Wolf of Wall Street going in the background as well?
Yeah, dude.
Mine's over to my left, so if you see me, on my left, it looks like I'm going right. Yeah. He's swallowing the fish right now. That's where I'm at.
Okay, that part, I did want to talk about that part. Let's go into that. So the part, dude, that just reminded me of like back in like either like a corporate company or frat guys. You should, they try to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like because they always, you have to say the hierarchy. And I think this is why I never really kind of worked out in groups like that. Because if somebody were to do that to me, I just push them or punch them. Like, I'd get in the face.
That's why that guy, he probably left right after that. Like, he probably didn't stick around.
Well, he got fired.
Yeah.
So
that just happened.
Yeah, he gets fired. But it's also, he's a famous actor now. I don't even know his name. He's in a lot of stuff.
No, he was on Silicon Valley. He was.
Let's find out. It's like Ryan, I believe is his name. Let's find out. His name, I know, I got it right here. Come on, I'm not gonna. Oh, I can't believe I forgot this guy, Jon Favreau. He's got a few scenes in here. Let's see, all cast. Let's see, where are you at? I cannot find him. Well, whatever. I'll find him right now. There's a lot of people in here. Also, the what's his name? Kyle Chandler, the guy on Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually I was a extra on Friday Night Lights back in the day, Benjamin, and he was actually pretty cool on set, man. There was a lot of like scenes where we had to be in the high school, and then
Thomas Middleditch.
There he is. That's his name. I think he's a repeat offender. We've
let's see. Let's click on his IMDb real quick, and I can come back. But no, that's really kind of cool.
Yeah. But what do you call it? Kyle. He was like a lot of actors, and I forget it. They're staying in character and they're staying. Something happened with the reel. They had to change the camera, and it took for a long time. And he just comes up to us. He's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And he just starts talking to us, and we're just like, "Hey." He's like, "What's going on? What's going on, man? How's your day going?" And it was just kind of cool, just having a conversation with him. But we're literally shooting the shit, and he was just like, it was pretty cool that he just like walked where we were at. And it was like four of us, just four dudes, and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" He was like, "Well, I don't want to stand there by myself, so I just come over here. I got you guys," and we're like, "Okay." He was like, "This is cool." But yeah, Friday Night Lights was a cool thing to be part of, like be an extra. I did a few PA days, but not a whole lot. But it was pretty cool, man, being like learning that, especially back then. And like it's crazy. I have my brother. He's been staying with me from the beginning of the year, and he's only 20. He turns 21 on April 1st. He's coming around. He's a joke. But
have we done the other guy? Other guys?
No, we haven't done that one. Not that one yet. I wouldn't remember that one. But with my brother, like showing him all this new stuff, seeing how Jordan Belfort was with all those younger guys. Like I spent time with my brother and his friends, and they without me knowing, I just because I'm older, you do tend to have that mentor, role model kind of thing. And I'm a father as well, so it like definitely falls off of me. But it is kind of watching this whole build up, the way he does everything, like from the penny stocks to like the pink sheet. So like it's a crazy ass. It's very excessive. Like I don't really need to see all that shit, like all the girls and all that. Like I get it. I'm not bashing or anything, but it's very excessive, this movie. Like it's really balls to the walls. I think they wanted you to feel that, and the fact that Jordan Belfort wrote it himself, and he's like this, so he's definitely exaggerating on all this shit. So I mean, it's definitely showed me when was this movie supposed to be, in the 80s, right?
Late 80s, early 90s, because he was a first broker in 1987. And that's when Black Monday hit. It was like October or something, so
September,
late 80s. Yeah, and which is funny because that's when Wall Street came out, but it was set in 1985. And
well, the reason I bring that up because this movie, what do you call it? Like it just shows me like late 80s, early 90s what white dudes could get away with. It's just like,
oh, bro, no, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, yeah, just that time period. That's when they're getting away with everything. It's like, not still happening. It's not still happening today, unfortunately. Woo, woo, woo.
I was just like laughing at that. I was like, damn, man. I was like, I just saw that room, and it's like I was just laughing because I was like, it's set in the 80s. So I was just like, yeah, man, it's got crazy times. But a lot of the stuff that like DiCaprio does, I gotta say, man, he does a good job acting here. Like it's like even when the part with the Quaaludes with the lemons hitting him, like that whole scene, it was just rough to watch. But I'm like, he's acting, like that's pure acting. Like I don't know what to take. You can't take anything away from the guy. He's doing a great job. The accent, the way he does everything, the way he goes from 0 to 1,000, the way he like. But have you seen how Jordan Belfort looks? This is another thing I want to talk about. He's no DiCaprio.
No, he's no DiCaprio, but he's definitely that. I could see how he could be charismatic. I could see that. I could see him having the charisma and getting people, going. And hell, they even made a song about him after this movie. Like, remember that rap song, like Jordan Belfort? Belfort?
I didn't know.
You okay?
I gotta look into it. But like I mean, I don't mean to say anything, but I was like, I bet you this guy's like 5'6", 5'7", and 5'7". So he's probably got a little bit of little man syndrome, that he's like balls to the wall, correct, charismatic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to make fun of, like, not to say that that's average height, but I just feel like that energy and the fact that he's like very go, and the people that I know that are like that. Talk about addictions. I am an addict, so I see a lot of the shit that he does, and I'm like, oh, he's just riding the wave, man. He could do that. I can't. This is why I'm gonna tip my hat to him. But he was able.
I mean, to be fair, he couldn't either. And honestly, like, I mean, he was able to function to an extent,
that's true,
but
that's true.
I mean, it's his addictions that got the best of him, man. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like, it's so crazy. When I feel like people like idolize this movie, it's just like it's a cautionary tale.
It is.
I mean, it's meant to be fun, to lure you in. It's the reason. It's an addicting movie to watch. It is, every second of it. You want to watch more. You want to see what more depraved shit can happen, because that's what this movie is. That's what it's about. That's what it represents. It's everything. And I think Scorsese does a great job at directing this and editing it to a. Everything's bright and shiny. Literally not a dull moment in the entire film.
Nah, you're absolutely right, dude.
And like even going to DiCaprio's face. I mean, I'm at the speech right now. He's like, I'm not fucking leaving. And that's another thing about this movie. It's like it's so memeable. Like this was like where memes. It's not where they started, but my God, they took off after this.
Even the laughing, that laugh part where he's on the yacht. You're right. The toast. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, the funny part is like
throwing the money out.
Yeah, dude. I was saying we've seen Boiler Room. We've seen A Big Short. So this is like our third or fourth. This is our fourth combination of stock market. We can kind of talk about how the stock market works a little bit. Not 100%, we're not right, but what I've picked up in my life and how I do it, and also what they are. they're literally lying, dude. Like,
Yeah.
if you see, it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, it's crazy. It does remind me of the pyramid scheme. You know what I mean? Like, what's it called? Crypto? I mean, I'm sorry. The pyramid, like a pyramid scheme. It does.
Well, that's just going to shit right now too.
That's always
I mean,
that's a pyramid scheme.
was it the Silicon Valley Bank failing, and then I mean, yeah. TikTok is a dangerous thing. That's addicting as well. But the information on there, I think, is very very valuable sometimes.
Let me ask you this. Let's talk about that real quick. I just, to me, going into this, going to conspiracy. We're putting out conspiracy theory hats on. We're just totally fabricated. This is not real. If you take me serious, I don't know. It's your fault. But I'm gonna say that the crypto thing is hard to really sell, because it does feel like tokens, and it does feel like it's fake. Like, it's not really money, but it is money. It has value. If you believe in it. But the thing is, I gotta say, with crypto, I can't have somebody wanting to control my bank account. Because if imagine, like, we're seeing how emotional, like, somebody on YouTube right now is gonna probably flag this because they're getting emotional, but we see how emotional the internet really is, and the fact that if somebody has the power to, like, your boss can be like, I don't feel like paying you today, and then they're gonna be like, why? Well, he didn't say goodbye and he loved me on the way out to work 3 days this week, and look, and that's in your contract or whatever, and they could just, and the people go, oh, you signed it, that's what it is. So that's an exaggeration, but things like that, where it's like somebody can control your stuff. Also, it's also funny when you find out that banks really don't have money. So it's like, what are we doing? So I just stay away from all that. Let's see what still works for me, and then, if I have to adjust, I adjust. But this movie is definitely, like, it's just so hard to believe that they make a fake environment where they think that it's making noise and a hustle bustle is what's gonna make you money on the other end. But think about it. There's no, like, right now, if I want to on my phone, I could buy a stock right now. The transaction might not go through till the morning, but I could buy a stock right now, and I could see it. I can curve. There's that scene where the Kyle Chandler, the detective, where he's looking at the stock market. He has to see on that big paper. He has to follow it like that. Like, I could look at my phone and basically, dude, I didn't start doing stocks till I was 35. So, like, it was because of the app I did it. Now, because of apps that do stockbroking, I'm starting to notice that they do a little bit of freakery. I was going to use the other word, but freakery, or duckery, where they sometimes there'll be a hot stock, and then won't let you purchase it. They'll tell you that it's inconsistent, or it's right now it's on something unstable or something. And it's just like, it's obvious that I want to buy this, or you own a stock and you want to buy more of it, and they know they won't sell it to you. It's a weird game. It's a weird loophole these people are in. But the reason I bring all this stuff up, it's because it's control. It's all about control. Jordan Belfort has control over everything except himself. And even when he talks about, there's got to be some kind of foreshadowing when he says, I love everything, and you think he's doing the cocaine, but he's talking about the money. No, I think he's about the cocaine. He's like, the whole spinning scene. Come on, dude. Like, it's just like, come on, man. You're gonna do the cocaine to open you up the powder, But it does get the best of him. You're right, and he admits he's an addict. And with that scene, he's in the park, and when you look at him, he looks all beat up. His face does change a lot, and then there's a certain point towards the end of the movie where he says it like, "Oh, this is my kind of faces," and I was like, "Oh, he does have these weird faces." Now the blacking out stuff, like the Lamborghini or the airport, like, okay, like I've gotten blacked out where stuff like that happens where you're like, "Oh man, okay, that was good, nothing happened," and they're like, "Oh man, what happened, dude? You were fucking messed up last night." I was like, "What? What happened?" I just popped a little Xanax, had a little wine, and I stayed home. Like, "No, you did it. We picked you up." I was like, "What? You picked me up? Why'd you pick me up?" Like, we texted you and you said, "Come on over," and we picked you up. I blacked out. I didn't know I was awake. And then it's like, come back. It's like, "Oh, dude, you just broke this. This fell down. You freaking smashed this by accident. You knocked this over. This drink you broke. You couldn't hold anything in your hands." I was like, well, why did we go out? It's like, but, that's what I was telling. I always tell people when I was working in the rich part of Austin to wait tables for many years. I was working there, and I got introduced to the suburb people doing pills, and that was something I wasn't used to. I'd be bartending, and I never already worked downtown bars. I'm part of the club scene, and I knew a lot about the narcotics and whatnot. But pills was a game changer for me. When I saw people popping, like, people would be like, lady would open her wine or even like a beer. They'd have like this, and then all of a sudden they'd be talking to me or they'd be talking to someone, and they go. And they're just like, with holding, like, clenched their drink in their hand, they're just passed out. And I'd be like, what the hell? Or they just smash their head on the ground. And then he says that. He goes, you freaking smashed your head in the food. I have to walk you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it's like, it's like, oh man, that does happen. People that pop pills and people that do that kind of stuff, because it's all time crops. Like the lemon pills, they're time release, where you
yeah, where it's the lemons, they hit them all at once.
Yeah, dude, I've had that happen to me before, man. And that's just funny how he knows to detox his whole body, so he could feel everything. So it's cleansed out. So that's okay. I might just be like have too much awareness when my addictions kick in, because somewhere between it I can catch myself. Like if I'm if I'm in a manic episode or something's happening, I can catch myself. But sometimes you want to just go. But I don't know, if some people, I guess that's why he can do what he can do. That's why he's able to do millions in stocks. But is it really doing millions if you're just stealing? Because it's just stealing, right?
No. It's like Matthew McConaughey said. It was like it's a fugazi. It's a fugazi. It's fake. It's not like they're taking money for telling people. They're the middlemen. Like they're like, hey, buy this stock. No, sell that stock. No, don't do that. It's
so they're pretending to make money off the commission, right?
Well, it's not even. Yeah.
Because that's what it is, right? Because the money comes in, so they take the commission.
It's money off. Yeah, it's money off the commission for sure.
So but this is how it work. I'm like, all right, this is how I do it. Okay, so Nero, ring.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Having a good day today? This is Michael. I'm down here with Smith and Western. And, we got some good bonds and stocks today. Would you care to buy some? Right now, you can buy some to pennies to the dollar. I could sell you, 60 cents in about a few weeks. It'll be up to like $18. Would you care to do this?
Wait, I have caller ID. Why did I answer this?
It's like, yes. No, what I'm saying is the fact that the conversation goes like that, it's real simple. I ask $5,000, $10,000 from you. So you have it where you actually think I'm a real broker. This whole thing, even what's it with this test? I don't understand the S7 or whatever it's called.
No, that's the other scheme. I'm sure, man. Is like, oh, you got to pay to be a broker. That would make sense.
So they're all just scheming each other. Like that makes sense. That does.
Yeah.
So put it this way. So you give me $5,000 cash, liquid. Like that's
money. And I'm sure that being a stockbroker used to be a necessary thing, I imagine before the 80s, where it just kind of came like hey, this is like easy money, man. Like this is the trade to get into, because you can do inside information, where people is trading, and this and that, kind of thing. So I imagine before that it was fairly straightforward. Because you had the 30s, the Great Depression, or the 1929 stock market. That's when it crashed. Yeah, so everybody was kind of minding their P's and Q's, and then everybody got greedy in the 80s. That's and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know too terribly much about the stock market, but it has like a historical chart. It raises and falls, and you have recessions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of funny earlier where you were talking about the cryptocurrency, and you're like, well, it's not real. I'm like, well, the only reason our paper money is real is because we have it in our hands. But honestly, the value of it is it's not real. It's what we put into it. Even if we did have the gold standard and everything backing it, it would still. I still don't even think. It's still just an illusion, man. It's just like it's what we put into it, and that's really.
You're right, because gold, I can actually say this is shiny gold, and you see it. Can't carry it around everywhere, and then they make coins, and it's like, okay, good. So we could. Then they all of a sudden, I want paper tender. Somebody had to come around. I don't even know when cash was introduced, because I don't know if you remember this, Benjamin, but I remember a time where I started working, and they would give us the $50 bills and the $20 bills and the 100. They started changing them. People didn't want to accept them.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, you can't use that. I remember people had to be like, and then they brought out that little marker, and you'd have to. And that's how you would what do you call it, verify if it was real or not. Man, people used to always used to what do you call it, fake cash, fake things like that, because it's so easy. That's what I'm saying. Back then, you would have to call somebody or look at the news or the newspaper or some kind of information. Now it's just like, what did you say? Hold on. No, that's not happening. You know, it's like, I don't know how to get suckered in 2023 in the stock market. It's literally yourself. Like, it'd be like me trying to buy an option that I'm not aware of, or I think I know, and all of a sudden it takes all my money. That's how it happens now. Now check this out. Now Wall Street is directly jacking us.
And you have like what GameStop, whenever that went crazy, you know, and that was just off of a Reddit post, you know, and you know, and that just kind of shows you how volatile the system is. It's not guaranteed that it could change on an instant. It's just like, who said this? You know, who said this information? You throw out misinformation out there, it could totally change a stock, and then it's like fake, and you're like, oh no. You know?
Yeah. But I think that's the thing I do like, though. Like, I don't have to, like, I've always wanted to do the stock market. I wish I could have done it at 21, but it was just really a hassle. Now I like the fact that I can do it from my phone. I like the fact that I can play this game and put it in my own hands. I like that. And everything, like podcasting, filmmaking. Like nowadays, it's just like, it's all in your own hands. So you just do it yourself. Where back in the day, it was definitely a hobby, or it was definitely something where you couldn't, like, I don't know. Wasn't you're right? The money is tangible. The thing, crypto, it's gonna be hard. Because also too, you have to understand, like, digital currency.
Yeah, and I don't even know, man. I think we'll probably me and you will probably be dealing with the yen before we deal with the Bitcoin. If I had any kind of guessing in that, but
there's too many of our redneck brothers that won't let us go that way. I ain't accepting this. I ain't accepting this.
It may not. Yeah.
I can only imagine. Like my family in West Texas, like, you know, my country folk. I can only imagine, like, how, like, because I did hear this, like, they're just waiting for, like, the internet to crash so people could, like, so they can be like, I'm a hunter, I'm valuable, or I know how to start a fire. What you can do, fancy boy? It's just like, dude, there's matches, man. What the, it's like,
bro, I mean, even if you don't have technology, people have come so far since back then. I mean, you can figure it out. People aren't stupid. Right. Yeah, and that's the great thing about it. If you are stupid, then you just get weeded out. So it's
survival of the fittest.
It's a win-win.
You know, it's like the smaller the animal, the mammal, the more problematic it is. Like, the more chaos it has. Like, an elephant's just a fucking elephant. It just walks and it just does its thing. But a mouse is like, ugh, scaring people. Ugh, and an elephant can actually take everybody out. But a mouse, it's like, God, what is that? You know.
Well, if that mouse gets around the elephant, it could take everybody out too.
The mouse. Oh, we've seen. You know what? We need to see if that's a real thing. I've seen that in cartoons. I've never seen it in real life. I want to see it, but not while I'm there.
Listen, mice aren't stupid enough to get around big feet like that. And if they are, they get crushed. Like I said, survival of the fittest, bro. That's why you don't see it.
do you see survival of the fittest more in Wall Street or in Wolf of Wall Street? Which one do you see?
Wolf of Wall Street. I see it more in Wolf of Wall Street because, I mean, Gordon Gekko is, I would say he's more of a supporting character. And Bud is the main character. Whereas and so with Bud, you're like, okay, and they both, like I said, Bud and Jordan both have that similar, like, oh, hey, I grew up in New York, you know, I'm blue collar, you know, working class kind of person, and then you get that taste, like you see it all the time, like you're around it all the time, and you just want a taste of that money, and then you just can't get enough of it, you know. So I think it's it would be Wolf of Wall Street has more of that than Wall Street does.
You know, I'll say it's such a fabricated story that I'm like, this is like one of, you know, bullshit. But it's so well made. This is a good movie. I mean, even I can't even remember his name right now. Look, it's been a minute, all right, everybody. Oh, there was a guy in there that I looked at because I was watching on Amazon. I watched the Wolf of Wall Street on Amazon, and there's a guy called Bo Diddle. He's the private eye.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and it says Bo Diddle as himself.
Bo Diddle. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Who is he? It says here
he's
Carlitos Way, Goodfellas, The Bone Collector, Wolf of Wall Street.
But he's like he is a private investigator.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life. Let's see here. What'd you say his name was? Bo
Diddle. It's like diet and then TL.
B-O?
Yeah, Bo. Yeah,
right.
Dietl.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see what IMDb or Wikipedia has to say about Bo
He's in The
Diddley.
Irishman.
He's a retired New York police detective, a media personality, and actor. He was born in Queens. Later, he joined the New York Police Department. He worked there for 15 years while in the force, became a high-profile detective, making over 14,000 felony arrests. Ba-da-da-da-da.
For marijuana? What? I don't,
He was mugged over 500 times and had 30 line of duty injuries. Damn, he retired in 1985. Um,
he was assaulted 500 times?
no, he was mugged. Yeah,
Mugged.
it
Oh,
said that.
God.
Yeah. Um, so it looks like I don't know if he is a private investigator, but I guess he was playing himself. But he was. He says he's a Republican. If that is worth anything,
New Yorker, Republican. How does that work?
I guess you go for Trump. I don't know, man.
Oh, dude, I don't. Dude, I haven't even. I'm sorry. I still don't pay attention to politics.
Okay, so he's been in 3 Scorsese films. Okay, he's actually a repeat offender as well. He's a detective who arrests Henry Hill in Goodfellas,
Yeah, yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street, and then The Irishman. So interesting.
Yeah, I paused it and I looked up and it said that. But dude, also like I'm watching it right here. I have the part where they're talking about the girl that they married. That guy married that she's like she literally sucked everybody off or whatever. And he goes he just killed himself 3 years later. Like that's just weird, man. That's just
Yeah.
like a weird like mindset to be in all that. And also too, Rob Reiner's in it, and he's a repeat offender. And he's
Oh,
doing a really
dude.
good job, dude.
I really enjoyed. I love that scene where he's talking about his dad watching TV, and he's all pissed. He's like, God damn, who's calling me at this time? Blah blah blah.
Hello?
And he said he gets an English accent. Hello, you know.
There's there's a few repeat offenders in Wall Street.
Is all right. So is Charlie Sheen? He isn't a repeat offender, is he?
No, but this is our first Charlie Sheen movie. I actually wanted to see how Charlie Sheen's been doing.
And then Michael Douglas.
Have we had? No, he's the first
I
timer.
don't think what Daryl Hannah.
First timer.
That is Daryl Hannah, right?
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's right. I'm a
Okay.
Hannah fan.
Yeah,
this
dude.
one- Well,
Yeah, go for
there
it.
is a repeat.
Martin
there's-
Sheen.
There's 2 repeat offenders in already that I can just.
Yeah, Martin Sheen was in The Departed.
We
We
didn't do
watched The
Departed.
Departed. We did.
didn't. No, you got to go back and I got to archive everything for you. It's you gotta,
See, man, it's been so long. Okay, my bad. My bad.
Martin Sheen. Yeah, no, it's my fault too because I can't really think. I don't think he's been in anything we've seen. I'll check real quick on the archives, but I'll tell you this much, dude.
Amazing Spider-Man. No, sorry. Okay. Anyway.
You don't you tease me with that good movie.
Okay.
Let's see right here. Look at that, 34 subs. We'll get some more. Oh no, wait, that's the wrong person. Oh wait, side by side. No, that's me. So let's do. Check this out. I'll tell you right now if we've done a Martin Sheen movie. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, but I will tell you who we have done. Do you remember a certain someone from Billy Madison?
Yeah, Josh Mostel.
Yeah, he plays
Ollie.
Yeah, when I saw him, I was like, oh, he's gonna set somebody's head. He's supposed to pinch my thigh. He's supposed to pinch my thigh. Okay.
John C. McGinley. Isn't he a repeat offender?
He probably is. I'm pretty sure we've done one of his movies here. There's another guy. He's I don't know if you remember. He's from Pet Dick Detective, Ace Ventura.
Oh yes, yeah, Jack. Oh shit, that Jack guy. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, John Capotis.
Oh yeah, John. My bad.
He plays Dominic in the movie. Yeah, he's a repeat offender. I don't think we've had Martin Sheen. I mean, I'm amazed we haven't had him. And I'm looking through we've got a pretty good solid.
We haven't done Office Space, have we?
No, we gotta go there.
Damn. See, I just keep thinking we've done these movies, and I am just.
But you know what, dude? We've talked about them. Like
think that's
you
what
and
it
I
is.
have just been we've hung out and just talked about them. Yeah. So if anybody who doesn't remember, we're in 2 different cities. So Ben and I is the only time Ben and I get to see each other. And it's been fun.
Yeah.
Dang, dude, we have a. I don't know where to go with these. We have a lot of shows there. I gotta get on the editing. But he's a repeat offender. And who was I gonna talk about? Martin Sheen? I don't think so. So he's new to the show. And when a repeat offender is somebody that's been on another movie that we've talked about. What is like? I love the fact that it's Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen, and there's another movie where they play father and son. They tend to do this in the '80s, and Charlie Sheen, which is his first name is also his real name is Carlos Estives, just to let everybody know. And he was from Cuban descent, but he's Hispanic. Guess what Charlie Sheen is known for?
Two and a Half Men. 2.5 Men. Wall Street. Platoon. And
That's
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That was a good one. Oh, that would have been Three Musketeers.
Okay.
And Hot Shot Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. You see, Danny DeVito, he's the same.
How was the first one not? It was the Part 2.
Nah, dude, Part 2, dude's better, dude. Like, I think it's way funnier, dude. I think it's hilarious. I feel like the Hot Shots, they had a budget, but they had fun with it. But Part 2, man, they pulled the stops on that one. I want to.
When he's choking that chicken, is that what you're talking? Speaking of Hot Shots type movies, History of the World Part 2 coming out of nowhere. You know, like, isn't that crazy?
We talked about it, right? Is that going to be one of those we're going to do for the future thing we're doing?
I mean, maybe. I started watching. It's like a little mini series. Like,
it's not a movie.
No. It's like a 6-episode miniseries. So yeah, and it says season 1, so potentially more seasons. I don't foresee that happening, but I thought it was kind of cool, man. Like we talked about that last year, and then they're like, oh hey, we're doing History of the World Part 2, guys. Who would have thought?
Oh, dude,
but
that's cool. Like that was your call because you brought it in. I'm trying to figure out what other movies Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen have played father son, but I'm gonna have to look it up later, and I'll probably just flash it. So here we'll do for the edits. I'll say, Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen have been in, and they've also been in this movie, and
in this movie, and that movie was let's see here, Martin Sheen wasn't in Hot Shots, was he? That'd have been hilarious.
No, he has a cameo in it. He does the Apocalypse Now. So you've seen Apocalypse Now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's doing there's a scene in Apocalypse Now where Martin Sheen's character is writing a what do you call it, a note, and he's talking in his head like in the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, whenever
he's going. Well, they do the same thing all over again in Hot Shots Part 2. It's Charlie Sheen's on a boat with his platoon. He's going this way, and he's doing the conversation in his head. And then on the other way, passing him is his dad, and he's doing the same thing. And then their conversations, and they both say, "I loved you." And dude, I gotta watch that. We'll do it later.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's
I absolutely remember.
You know, and I gotta say about this with Charlie Sheen, and he battles his struggles with mental health. But I gotta say this, like, it did seem like what there. I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many freaking crazy stories out there. I'm not trying to defend them or anything, but just what I've seen is what I growing up as a kid, loving a lot of these movies and stuff. It just seems like, and what I know about working on movies, like it seems like those are kind of fun, kind of sets you might want to be on. Let me read a little bit of trivia because I don't want to like be here saying like I would have loved to do that, and it's like, oh, it was horrible. Charlie Sheen was just touching her, whatever. Like, it's like he was passing that tiger blood. He's like,
oh yeah. Man. Like, so let's see here. Charlie Sheen, Scary Movie 3 is whenever he started being in that. You know, he kind of came around, and in the 80s, early 90s, he was that, like, I wouldn't even say like heartthrob, but just like, maybe
everybody wanted to do him.
Yeah. Well, like, it was like everybody wanted to be Charlie Sheen's friend, like, he seemed like somebody, like, you had him in Young Guns, you had him in Wall Street, you had him in Major League. I mean, these were big movies at the
Dude,
time, you know?
he's also in Chase. He's the main star in Chase. There's another movie with his hermano, his brother Emilio Estevez. They did Men at Work.
Men at Work.
I love that movie. I mean, we
Yeah.
might actually do a little Charlie Sheen theme here. I don't know, but
Yeah.
you're right, dude. He's done a lot of great stuff. And well, keep going.
But yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, I lost my train of thought. I can't remember.
I don't mean to be going into like Hot Shots Part 2 yet, but I mean, he does take things serious. I mean, like it says, Charlie Sheen worked out for.
That's what it was. Yeah, no, I mean, he kind of went over to the comedy side of things, and with 2.5 Men, I thoroughly enjoyed that show. I thought it was hilarious. Charlie Sheen said some. I think he may have been one of the, not the first person to get canceled, but
he got fired because he talks crap about his producer.
Yeah, man.
So-
but I
so
mean,
it's
that
not
was, yeah, like I said, definitely not the first person to get canceled, but it feels like that whole idea of cancel culture kind of emanated from
him.
like Charlie Sheen, like Mel Gibson, stuff like that, where, and even Mel Gibson's making a comeback. I mean, he would, if he was in this, he'd be a repeat offender, because I know for a fact we've done, what was it, that Hulu movie? We did it right before we took off.
Boss Level.
Boss Level, yeah, and he was in that. So I mean,
he was great in that.
yeah, I mean, it's just interesting, getting to see all these actors kind of like you kind of see them like die down, and they make a comeback. Speaking of comebacks, Kim Kardashian, right? No, no, Brendan Fraser, bro. How awesome was that?
Dude, I don't know what to say, man. I've been quoted on this show saying how much I love the guy and all that stuff.
Yep.
And it's out there. That's it. I mean, I've always been like that. I've always been a fan.
Previously stated.
Did and then I was, hey, what I say, keyboard warrior. What are you gonna say about my boy? What you got
Yeah.
something to say? Look at that. He
Dude,
came back and he's just thriving. He's just
Yeah.
Brandon Fraser. Shout out.
Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, I gotta say,
even
Go.
sorry, no. I was you go first.
No. It's Brendan Fraser talk. You go for it.
I have to say this comeback wasn't even technically overnight. I mean, it's been progressive over the past couple of years. I mean, he had Doom Patrol. He was going to be, I think, a villain in the new Batgirl movie, and that movie got completely scrapped from HBO Max.
Yeah.
And
I was a little upset about that too.
yeah, so I mean, but this has been a long time coming. I mean, we've all known that Brendan Fraser has acting chops. I mean, it's not like, The Mummy was his end all be all. I mean, School Ties, with honors. I mean, these are great drama movies that he's a heavy hitter in, and of course he has that flexibility to do Airheads. And Encino Man,
George of the Jungle, dude, he was great in that. Dude.
He was Dudley Do-Right. He was like two of those cartoon characters, in the late '90s.
Come on, we got this show. This show is like foundation, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm telling you, man.
I do regret. This is one thing I gotta share with you, Ben. Take the shots when you got them, and it could be in anything in your life. A job opportunity, a podcast, a movie, anything. It could be, even just time like. You need a break, you need to relax. But I didn't take the shot when I had the opportunity to meet Brendan Fraser online one-on-one. I was too chicken shit, man. And I regret that. Because now those things aren't really a thing and people won't do it. So now the only way to be able to meet him is I make a movie with him. So I have to get really freaking good at making movies now. So that's the only way. But dude, I mean, I met him. He was an awesome guy. He was great. He was nice. I met him in the beginning, dude, 2019 when he was starting to do the conventions. Like, he didn't know how to expect. He was coming in very fragile, dude. I have video of him getting a little bit emotional while talking to us, saying thank you, and talking about his newest work and stuff. And you know what, dude? Now I've seen him in interviews and stuff and conventions, and he's so comfortable, and he's out there like talking, and he's feeling good. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude, check that out. I should, you know what, Ben? Thank you. This is why I love this show. Like I said, this show keeps me on track. I got a Brendan Fraser shout out on my Manic Mondays. There's gotta be a Brendan Fraser redemption moment with people that can found themselves and brought it back up.
Oh man, and not only him, everywhere or everything everywhere all at once. I mean that like swept the Oscars, man. and oh gosh, I can't just think of his name right off the top of my head.
Data.
Yeah, or a short round is yeah, but
I was going
Ki
Goonies. Sorry.
Ki Hoi Kwan. I don't know
He
if
did
I'm
good.
saying that right, if I pronounce that right, but man, like shout out to him too, uh, because who would have thought? You know, a child star. I mean, he really. I don't know if he has anything really in between. You know that I know. I think I had heard somewhere that Glenn off The Walking Dead, that he was Data from the Goonies, and I was like, no, there's no way. And I looked it up. I was like, yeah, fake news.
Why would you put
But
Glenn from The Walking Dead so young? Like,
well, no, I mean, but in 2011, he could have passed.
oh,
Could have
I
passed.
get what you're saying, Ben. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I had to look it up. I mean, yeah, he looks young, but maybe you know.
But well, yeah, no, yeah.
But that's him in 2000. I mean, he's 51, so in 2011 he would have been like 40. Okay, yeah, that's kind of it's probably pushing it. But I feel like he's aged
well, no,
well.
we'll put it. No, he's aging well, but I'm just saying Glenn looks like extremely young.
Yeah.
But
All
I'm
right.
also,
Yeah. Let's see here.
but I'll say this. Let me tell you this. When we talk about Platoon right now,
Uh-huh.
I was I had to do a research paper on that in school, and one thing I found out was that Martin Short had a heart attack while filming Platoon, and I was like, he looks so young, he looks so good. How the hell did he have a heart attack? He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm about to be 40. Like, you know, I'm like a year.
But let's be real. Like Martin Sheen probably was smoking cigarettes.
He
back
was,
in the
dude. He
day.
was, yeah. That was.
You
a
know,
thing.
like that was the
But he still
they were
looks young.
probably
He looks young as hell, dude.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, for 40, I mean,
And the
yeah.
80s too. Looking 40 in the 80s, dude. He look. I mean, he look. I mean, being 40 in the 80s, he looked.
Okay,
really young.
okay, all
As
right,
an
man.
actor, yeah.
I'll give it to you. He looks younger, but I would not say in Wall Street. I don't think he looks young
No, no,
by
no,
any
no.
means.
But Apocalypse Now was shot in like 75, 73.
But he couldn't have been 40 in Apocalypse Now. He was like in his 20s.
No, he's 40. That's what
In
I'm telling you.
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, he's 40.
No.
Dude, I'm gonna Martin
No.
Sheen it right now, dude. We're gonna. Are we doing a? Is
No
it too
way.
soon to do a side by side bet? Are we?
No. I
are
don't
we-
want to bet on this. I just want to know.
Check it out. Apocalypse Now, 1979. So let me see if my brain is lying to me or if I'm lying to my brain. All right. So in 1979, and he was born in where's his birth? Where you at? Date of birth. He was born in 1940. So if you do the math, 1979 minus 1940 is what, Ben?
39.
39 years young. And, well, damn, dude, he's got to be 80 something now. So in Wolf of Wall Street, it was only, so what is he, 48 in Wolf of Wall Street?
Or in Wall Street. Just
Or
regular
Wall Street,
Wall Street.
sorry. Yeah, Wall Street. Why? How old is he? Just,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. That tracks.
Yeah, see,
that
but I
tracks.
mean, I don't, dude, look at it. He looks so young in Apocalypse Now. That's why when I was doing research and I read he had a heart attack and I was like, no way. Don't you gotta be old to be able? And then I was like, well, 40's not old, but
See, okay, yeah, no, he didn't, not that old. Damn.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I mean.
Yeah.
What I'm also trying to say is like good genes because Charlie Sheen. I mean, he looks good for. But who do
Well,
you think?
damn.
do you
How
think-
old is he? I guess how old is Charlie Sheen in 1987? He's got to be.
Let's see.
He's probably well, I think he even said in the movie like before I turn 30, I want to do all that. So
He's
in the movie,
1965, so 1987. That would make him
22.
what, 22, yeah. So he's
Damn.
pretty. Yeah, and so his dad's 18 years or like 17 years older than him. So they're pretty close in age. I didn't realize.
Is that wait 65? No, he's 25 years older.
25. Okay, I was like me and my dad. My dad's like 24 years older than me. So it's like that's still kind of close in age. I mean, I know a lot of friends that have 40 that their dads were 40
yeah.
when they were born. And I was like, oh wow, you know. But like me, I didn't realize like my dad's not that much older than me. But it's a good. I guess 24 is not a bad number. I waited till 34. I was a little but like even like that, who do you think Martin Sheen? Do you think he treats Emilio and Carlos the same, or do you think he treats Emilio and Charlie different?
Nah, he probably treats him the same.
because they're two different people, man. I don't know anything about it. Let's talk about Emilio Estevez for a second, man.
Wait, he's in Young Guns too, bro.
He's dude. Come on, he's Billy the Kid, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like what are they like? I mean, Emilio Estevez he's a phenomenal actor as well. They both got chops.
Dude, all right.
It's just Charlie Sheen had I feel like he got famous in his 20s, whereas Emilio, he was famous. He was like not necessarily a child star, but he was like
younger,
growing up. Like younger. He was getting those roles. I mean, what was it? Ferris Bueller's Day Off was Charlie Sheen. That was kind of like his teen movie, and
that was just
Young Guns was even kind of like his teen movie. Like.
But put it this way. I think it was more. Emilio Estevez was more the first round because he's this younger one. He's 2 years younger than Charlie. So
really,
it's either and Charlie actually played baseball at a junior college. So Charlie kind of went to school and stuff. So I'm thinking I think they started. You're right. I think they started a little bit more with Emilio first, and he did have more of that. I mean, I don't know, man. Charlie, when you put him next to his brother, he does look like the bad boy. And that Emilio does look like a sweetheart kind of guy, But I don't know him. I don't know them. I could be whatever. But dude, I was gonna tell you to guess Emilio Estevez top 4, but I only knew one of them.
Breakfast Club.
Nope.
That's not one of them.
No, they're all modern too. No, except one of them. One of them, the easy one, you just said it earlier.
Mighty Ducks.
Nope.
Men at Work. Nope. Young Guns.
Young Gun 2. And then that movie, I forgot he did the Bobby Kennedy movie. He was the director because he also jumped into directing. So, yeah, because look at here. He's got 14 directing credits, 7 producing, and 48 acting credits. Dang. Oh, didn't he come back as Jordan Pompey? Don't they have another Mighty Ducks? Didn't they come back?
It was on Disney Plus, but I don't think he stayed. I think he was just there for the first season.
Oh, it's a season. Damn. Oh, they just bought it. They just do is they bring them in, introduce the new people, and then they. So I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because we're getting that with MCU. How do you feel about that?
I don't know, man. Like, okay, so I don't mind it if it's done right. I don't mind it at all. But with the MCU lately, it's just fallen flat. Like, there's nothing I'm just like, man, I gotta see it. And the stuff that I'm like, man, I gotta see, I go and I see it, and I'm like, I could have waited for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like, I feel kind of disappointed. Wakanda Forever, I thoroughly enjoyed. That one, really enjoyed. Love seeing that in the theaters. Shang-Chi, really enjoyed that one. Loki, the TV series, I enjoyed. There was, Black Widow, honestly, thoroughly enjoyed that one.
I need to watch it because I was watching it after people bashed it, so I had all that bash in my head. So I was like, I'm gonna bash. I got bash it for myself.
No, I thought it was a fun story. I mean, it was like spy espionage, all that good stuff. I mean, and it was right after she died. Honestly, I think the timing of Black Widow is probably the best spot that you could have had that movie and actually had it been successful. Just because, like I said, you have that whole factor of her, sacrificing herself, and then you have a movie about her coming in later. I think it was impeccable timing, honestly.
Well, at least they're learning how to do that, because I feel like that could be a crutch later. That could be nice. Always, let's bring back Tony Stark, or let's.
Well, and let's bring back Loki, stuff like that. Like it's. I don't know. It's kind of lost its luster. Well, not even lost its luster. It's like I said. It's like a flat soda. Like, it's just like nothing popping really. Every once in a while, I'll get a good taste, but it seems far and few in between that I'm like, yeah, that was solid. I love that.
Let me just get on Robert Downey Jr.'s. Well, he's just he's not doing any MCU right now.
No, he wasn't an Ant-Man. I doubt. I mean, he would probably come back for an Avengers movie if the price was right. That's the only way.
Dude, it's just, I don't know, man. He's got the Dr. Dolittle in 2020, and then he hasn't done anything. And then it's like he's
but does he need to?
I mean, he made $200 million on just, but man. And then another thing, shout out to him, man. He's an addict too. I love Robert Downey Jr.'s career. And
yeah, no, I mean, a fantastic actor. I mean, and like I think we mentioned multiple times on this show. I mean, his comeback has been amazing. I mean, you come back and you play a character that literally defines a generation and started an entire franchise of, you know, you started off with the first movie and then you end with what, the 23rd movie,
Yeah.
and you were scattered in between all of those movies and have a connection some way, shape, or form to them. That's epic.
Dude, and also, what do you call
And
it?
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, that too. He killed in Tropic Thunder. But even like I'll say this about what I was saying. 'Cause I'll say when I was turning like 28, I was like really hard on myself because I was still figuring out. I just, I'd been 2 years sober off. I mean, I was off powders, but I was like getting everything, figuring it out for myself. But when I found out, because I took that class and I found out about Martin Sheen, and I said, dude, as long as you stay healthy and take care of yourself, it doesn't matter how old you are because he's 40 years old in this movie and he looks great, even though he had a heart attack on set. But where I was like, I just
It's probably from stress, bro. I
Yeah,
mean,
dude,
he had
yeah.
to deal with Marlon Brando, and who directed that movie?
Oh yeah.
Coppola?
Yeah,
Oh.
Coppola, right? Yeah. And I think the fact that has a lot of stress, but I'm saying is, but I saw that and I was just kind of like, man, that kept me motivated. That was a good thing that I'm happy I stumbled upon because that's like embedded in my head, like so it's like because I was using that for motivation to like, all right, I gotta focus, I gotta get on this. But talking about Charlie Sheen real quick, I wanted to talk about. I was gonna they have all his movies right here on IMDb, like laid out with the I guess just the movie posters. I'm gonna say some titles, and I want to just tell me if you've seen them or heard of them. Okay.
Hmm?
This is one's called 8 Men Out.
No.
1988 is John Cusack, David Stratham, and D.B. Sweeney. Okay. You've seen Hot Shots Part 2, right?
Yeah. I've
Have you seen
that.
Terminal Velocity?
Sounds familiar, but no, couldn't place it.
It's a jump in. It was when they're it's like it was like what's it called, Passenger 57 or Drop Zone with Wesley Snipes. He did this like jumping out of the parachute. This is that movie. This one has Natasha Kinski, which is beautiful. That's from 1998 was that I said? Or? Yeah, 1994. So then let me give you another one. Have you seen Money Talks?
No.
Chris Tucker's Charlie Sheen, 1997.
Sounds familiar. Actually, no, I might have seen that.
We might have to go there because this is hilarious. But have you seen Navy SEALs? Michael
No.
Boone. That's the 1990. And then I'll get off the thing. Have you seen The Wreath?
No.
That is a 1986 sci-fi and I guess like an independent horror movie. And the independent scene, like with the horror scene, we love this movie. Sci-fi horror. It's an awesome movie, dude. It's just a revenge story where Charlie Sheen plays this. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but he plays a cool character. Actually, a really badass futuristic character in what they thought the '80s future was going to be in the '80s. But have you ever seen this one, Lucas?
No.
Corey Haim. All right, I'm gonna leave. They got all his movies here, dude. They got some pretty good ones. Shadow Conspiracy. They got Free Money. Oh, they also have he's also in he has a cameo in one of his brother's movie called Loaded Weapon. Have you heard of Loaded Weapon before?
I have heard of that. Yep.
Yeah, that's a funny one. I forgot Charlie Sheen has a small cameo in that one, but that's the Samuel L. Jackson and Emilio Estevez Lethal Weapon parody they do. That's so hilarious, dude. Well, dude. We got a little bit. This is all we do. We just talk. This is an open discussion, everybody. We just talk about movies and we just see where they talk about and how they are in our lives, and we can relate to them. But dude, honestly, with Wall Street and then Wolf of Wall Street, like really like that lifestyle, that is that business, like it's insane, man. Like it's crazy how they do it. Like it's usually numbers. And that's the thing they could never give me with the pyramid scheme. It's because something I knew is like there was no work involved. So with no work involved, I couldn't ground it to anything. So I was like, this is fake.
Yeah.
This is, and then that's what the stock market feels like. But now that I can actually hold it and see, and I can actually pull money out and stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad.
No, I think both these movies are just, like I said, cautionary tales. They both ended in arrest. As you can try to, and I think these movies may be there to just kind of like keep the masses at bay from doing crazy stuff like this at
Oh,
times.
I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
think it motivates more.
I think it does, but then like I said, you see the consequences and you're like, you're like,
But
it's is it
but you
worth
know,
it? I mean, Jordan Belfort's in what, like a minimum security prison. I mean, he's probably living the life whenever he goes to prison.
but
Um,
let me tell you this much though. Don't you think it inspires people to do things like that? Because it's more like nowadays people want attention. Now it's like I don't have to train to be an actor. I don't have to train to do. I could be a Kardashian and just myself. But there's only one. They only have one. They can only market them. They can only make money off them. So it's not like I think like people like getting a real easier to like even with video games and killing and being desensitized. I think it's easier
yeah.
for people to feel like if I do this and I'll be known for that and I can kidnap this person for that and it's just I mean I hear so
Now,
many stories online and I'm just like damn it's just crazy how people are with their it's I don't know man just the reality of the scope of life.
I could see where you'd think that they would inspire people, and I think that it will inspire a few people, but not. I just don't see enough people actually. Maybe the following through part is kind
Well,
of the thing. Well, and another thing is like looking when these movies are timed as well.
yeah,
In
they're
1987, I'm going to assume that this was either. I mean, that's crazy that Black Monday happened in 1987, and that's when Wall Street drops.
yeah.
Like, and then Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, that's what
It's like
5 years after the collapse of the housing system in 2008. I mean, when did The Big Short come out? 2012,
2015.
2015.
That's
So that came out after Wolf of Wall Street, and that's even more of a that's
yeah.
like that's not even a necessarily a cautionary tale. That's just I feel like that's more of like a historical movie. Just showing you like, hey, this is what happened to you. If you may not want to read about it, you may not know what the news is saying, but here it is, plain as I can make it. I mean, even the other guys in 2010, like they were discussing how corporate bailouts were happening.
Yeah.
All this other stuff. It's Adam McKay directed that one as well. I mean, he uses
The other
humor
guys?
to, yeah.
Okay.
And so, I mean, he uses humor to get across that medium. And Scorsese kind of, I feel like he does that as well with Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, they're talking about like, Jordan, how did y'all spend $26,000 at a restaurant? He's like, oh, we had really
Sides.
expensive sides, like size. It's these movies are, they're like I said, they show you that grandiose side of life, but what's even crazier is neither Gordon Gekko nor Jordan Belfort, and even Gordon Gekko admits it, like he's not in the top 1%. He's not even he's below that, like he's trying to get to that ability. I mean, and it's just it's wild,
I mean,
man.
it's just so crazy how they're really stealing and people can't they can't like I don't know man you send somebody money
No.
and then it's just weird the 80s so the thing is nowadays we can catch a little bit better. What's her name, that lady Elizabeth Holmes was the one that was lying about the what do you call it like
Oh.
the Walgreens the
Yeah.
thing
Oh,
that-
yeah.
that-
The
the
cure. Yeah.
the cure, right?
Yep,
So they
I
can
know.
catch you. So they caught her. The dude, what's his name? Is it Brian McFarlane? Was the dude that did the Fire Island?
Mhm.
First of all, Dave Chappelle warned us about that. That Ja Rule was. You don't take advice from Ja Rule. I'm just joking, Ja Rule. But that's another guy. So he was lying. He got caught, and the way they catch him is quicker now. It's like boom because
Yeah.
of technology. So I
But what's crazy is they can get to these points where, hey, it's not. I don't even know if they necessarily catch them quicker. I mean, they still get their money taken. People
by
people
the
still
time-
have.
but it's got to be by the time they build it up. By the time it gets up to enough people start affecting it, then they can take it down. Then it does take time. But I mean, there's tons of people. I mean, I think insurance is a scam. There's
Yeah.
Chris Rock has a whole joke about that. Why isn't it called in case shit? In case shit happens, here's this money. But why am I putting it into money I'm never gonna get back? Like, where's it going? Why are you
Yeah.
forced like that's a scheme if I've ever heard of it.
Mhm.
Like you pay
Well,
money
it's-
for something you may or might not need.
Just like a bank. I mean, it's you're putting money into something that's giving your money away, you know,
Yeah, that's
to
crazy,
other
man.
people. I mean, and that's what insurance is. You're buying into a pool. You're buying into a pool, and if you get the bigger insurance, you can typically get a better price because it's a bigger pool. And you're like, well, I hope I don't have to take out of this pool. And then if you do, well, here we are, and we're going to try to screw you every bit of the way. But
Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
it's
and
like
that's their job. You know, it's like you said, it's a money making scheme.
yeah. I mean, I think everything. I mean, it does. The world does revolve around the almighty
I
dollar.
Yeah, and I would like to clarify that by, and this is in no way a sponsored ad for State Farm, but by God, when we have renters insurance through State Farm, and they took care of us when we got flooded out. We may have not been staying in the nicest hotel, but we got it for free. And we were, they got us taken care of very quickly.
Uh,
So
Thank you, Jake from State Farm.
you're
Well, I'll
listen. I
also
don't
tell
have
you.
khakis,
I'll
and
tell you.
I'm not Michael B. Jordan.
I'll tell you this much. Oh, that it's SNL skit. I'll tell you this much. I said I don't agree with insurance. Doesn't mean I don't have any. But I'll tell you this much. One of my sponsors on the other shows is an insurance company. So thank
Yeah.
you. But at the same
Oh,
time, like
no, I
we
mean,
can't get out of it.
no. I mean, if things were affordable, we wouldn't need insurance. But things are.
I mean, it just sucks too. You're right, man. If things were more affordable,
Yeah.
how did we go? I mean, somebody posted a McDonald's menu
Well,
from 1999 or 2000, and it was like $2.99 cheeseburger or whatever the whole meal. I was like, how are we at spending $15 for a burger and fries now? This is ridiculous. $15, dude.
we're just debtors, man. Like this, we're debt machines. That's all we are.
Why do you think I'm losing weight? I haven't had a burger in so long. I haven't had a soda pop in a week. Well, because I'm gonna be on camera next week, so I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm on camera
Maybe-
now, but this is my house.
Maybe I'm the problem because I'm definitely buying those $15 burgers.
Well, I'll tell you
I'm
one
like,
thing, man. They're good, but
I can get a $15 burger that's actually like a homemade burger, way better than the not that I make, but like at little restaurants,
yeah.
way better than fast food.
Well, you know what? I could tell you. I'll tell you this much. I could probably get a $15 burger by sticking my head up a chef's ass, but I'll take McDonald's word for it.
Listen, I can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head up a butcher's ass, but wait a minute, that's not it.
he says it very confident too, man.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Tommy Boy today. I used to love the whole scene where they are driving and they're singing all the songs and
Don't
airs.
you remember the time that you told me, baby?
Yeah, but that one's good, but airs too. That's one, and so I think I'd watched Tommy Boy, and I was opening manager at Domino's, and we had access to Pandora, and so I would play Latin pop classics, and it would just be and I would thoroughly enjoy it. And some of my employees weren't the biggest fans, but yeah, it's great.
It beats I'd beats better than like every Wednesday morning shift for 6 months listening to. God, man, I had a manager at Abercrombie and Fitch that just liked to listen to Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, and every it's like, I was like, damn. Like we heard, she would not. She goes, the first hour is mine, and this is what I choose. So this is two for. I was like, okay, but then after that, I get it, because then the rest of the day it's.
She had to get her Axl Rose.
I never understood Abercrombie and Fitch. The main reason I worked there wasn't because I was like, hey, you're a model, you should be here. No, it was like a buddy got the job, and he got a bunch of us the job. But the thing I never understood with them was the fact that they had no clothes on their models.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the hell? Like, how are you supposed to advertise this? It's just dude's like ripped and he's just wearing like a thong, but we sell slacks. I was like, that doesn't make any. I never understood that. And then I was the smartass. I'd ask like regional managers, like, what is it? They'd never tell me. They'd be like, it's just a style, bro. It's just. I'd be like, it's kind of silly, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, CJ. You're supposed to say, hey, try this on. I want to see how it looks on,
on an average person.
Yeah, I mean, no. What I'm saying is like you get the models to try on the clothes for you and then model it for you. I thought that's how it worked.
I guess so.
I thought you just handed them merchandise. And, all right, try this on.
Try this on, make sure it fits me.
So yeah.
Also,
Oh, you don't have to take your shirt off. Great, throw it on real quick.
I just think about those guys. I saw so many dudes, and they all have to be from the Caucasian descent, where they wear the white hat with the white glasses and the pop collar with the brown shirt with the beads, and then the
Really white teeth,
cargo shorts.
but they're tan.
Or with the acne too, and then with the yeah, dude. But not just these guys, but that look was like from 2003 to, or maybe like 2004 to like 2006. That was like
Frosted tips, bro.
Hey, I did it. I can't. I mean, you look at my prom pictures from 2003, and I got frosted tips. But you want to know why I got those, right?
No. What? Oh, yeah. I do want to know.
I'm sorry. Do you want to guess why I got those? It's movie influence, and it's super obvious. But it's small.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's a good one. That would be a good one. But there was a movie that came out in 2001, and they do a parody of a movie inside that movie, and one of the characters does something, and the other character don't.
Is it Scream?
Close.
Scream 2.
Really close.
2001.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Ben Affleck, he goes, "What did you do?" He's like, "I got my tips frosted." So I went in. I always had the blonde highlights.
You know who else? You know who else had frosted tips in Jay and Silent Bob? Mark Hamill.
As cock knocker. Oh, dude, I'm all view skewed up, man. I'm 100% dove into the view skew. I've actually been there, so it's like when you're actually in the actual like the view skew, when you're actually there at the stash.
When you're in the universe.
Yeah, when you're there, it's beautiful. And then when you're playing poker, it's fun too out there. What was I gonna say? Well, we're getting closer to 90 minutes. This show,
yeah.
we should do the real quick. Let's do the budgets. Let's do then we'll jump into ratings and see if we remember how to do this.
Yeah.
All right. So check it out. Ben, are you ready? Are you ready to do these?
Yeah. Let's do the budgets for these two movies.
All right. Let's see if Ben still got it. So we're gonna do. Remember, this movie came out in 1987. So
1987. We also have to know this is Roger Stone. This is
Oliver
what did I say? Roger.
Roger. Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah. Oliver Stone. But this is before JFK, right?
Yes. Way before. Yes.
Okay. All right, but you still have Platoon before this. He's gonna have a $65 million budget for Wall Street.
And how much did he? How much did he make?
This movie made $135 million.
1987. Unfortunately, Ben, no. The budget was $16.5 million. The box office is $43.8.
Damn.
It made triple of what it came in. But
okay, so yeah, yeah.
Let's keep that mindset up, and then let's keep it for Wolf of Wall Street, 2013. Is that your leg shaking in the background there, sir?
Oh yeah, my bad.
All right,
damn, you could hear that? Oh,
oh, I got these tiny ears. They don't pick up much, but I picked.
Budget. Well, you know what? I was way off for Wall Street. I'll say. I'll say 65 for Wolf of Wall Street. That's how much I would say. And then box office, I'm gonna say 180 million.
So I'm sorry. What was the first one you said?
65.
And so you said it made 3 times again. This movie did make 3 times the budget. I mean, its budget, but its budget is 100 million, and the box office was 406.3 million.
Hot damn! I was gonna say higher than that, but I was like, this didn't hit almost $500 million. That's wild. I mean, I remember how popular this movie was, but yeah, wow.
Well,
okay, I was so drastically off on Wall Street. I overcorrected.
So think about it with that's why I said kind of keep a little bit more. But think about it with this. This is a Wall Street movie about money. You know, people are gonna want to watch it, and especially with Jordan Belfort, if you know who he is, and if you're from that time, you're gonna want to watch it. So. You might come out in it. You know, it's like so much.
Well, and history. I'm sure the advertising for this movie was fantastic, and with Jonah Hill being in it as well. I mean, you're like, okay, this is going to be a little funny, whether you want to or not.
I'm still on the fence. I've been on the fence with Jonah Hill for a minute. I'm just like, I never understand if I like him or if I just tolerate him. But I'm sorry, like this, he did a great job. in his role. What's his name? Jonathan Bartholomew. He was good in too.
Oh,
All
yeah.
jacked. He kind of looks like a crummy guy in this movie. But you hear him talk. He doesn't sound like any of his roles, any of his characters. He
No.
sounds all laid back and stuff.
I'm watching the scene where there's like, oh, it's just a little chop, and they're out on the ocean and they're about to like crash and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
He's like, was like, go get the loot, Donnie, go get the loot. I'm not about to die sober, Donnie. He's like,
And the party's like, they're in my ass. Like, but that's, I mean, I wanted to talk about that real quick. Donnie does ultimately screw him over,
yeah, oh yeah,
and multiple times.
yes,
And Donnie almost dies, and there's that point where Jordan's above him, and he's just like, I should just let him die. But his wife, like, he's got a kid, that's why he brings him back to life. And then if that whole spinning scene, it's funny. But then at that point, he really he gets he has power there, and I think that's what makes him survive, because he goes like that. He saves his friend's life. He goes like, he's excited. That movie also just feels like they were on cocaine when they were filming that movie. It does have a very.
oh yeah,
I mean, and I'll tell you that, like, everybody, if you want to hear about my addictions, I was addicted to coke, and when it stopped working for me, I just kind of had to stop. It did come with a lot of depression. I just noticed that it was only in the beginning, only was the body high. The way they're doing it, the excess, I'm amazed they're still alive. You know what I mean? Like, it's like because also there's a certain point where I found out where your body just kind of shuts off. It just, if you do too much, it just gets it out of you. So like a lot of the times when I was like, binging or whatever, going on a binge, like it was more for the act but you get the high, but then after a while you stop getting the high, and it's more of like you're just going through the motions. And then I see a lot of this stuff here, and it doesn't make me want to do it, but I just see it as, I'm like, I can see why they're still, like when I saw American Psycho, after I had already been stopped doing it, I see people like I see him doing it in the movie, and they're just doing it hard. I mean, they're doing that scene where they're in the stall, and I just saw the way they react, and they're also on steroids, but they start getting all messed up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like doing that. I'm done. But also, everything just changed. I think everything's now just fake drugs. So I think I got a couple bad batches of stuff, and I was like, I need to stop this. But it was more, it was a conscious decision. It was a very, very hard thing to do, but it was, once I got through it, it was something I just looked back at. I was like, all right, just keep going. But I mean, I still drink, so it's not like I'm 100%, because I still have, after I battled alcohol with, and I don't have alcoholism or anything, but I battled alcohol, and now it's what is it, like CBD, marijuana, and what do you call it, freaking air fryer. Dude, you got me hooked on that air fryer since we've been gone. Dude,
yeah.
Air fryer, I one of my favorite things to eat, I got a broccoli, air fried broccoli.
Yeah.
Dude.
It stinks up your entire house, but it's good.
Oh, I don't have that issue at all. Maybe I don't know it, because it's just, there's just like,
You overlook it.
Yeah. You're overlooking the abuse of drugs. My nostrils don't work, whatever. But I'm saying the fact that I could just put broccoli with olive oil and salt, and in like less than 10 minutes, that thing is out. I'm like, because there's so many times you've told me, bro, you gotta get an air fryer, and then we finally, well, I didn't actually get an air fryer. I got a toaster oven with air fryer option on it. But then once I put it on the air fryer option, I just never turned it off. And it's been amazing, dude. So things like this show really makes you modernize.
Mozzarella sticks, try them. They're delicious.
Make mozzarella sticks or in the air
Or
fryer.
you could just get them frozen if you want. If you don't feel
That's
like,
what you're saying. Then put them in there. No, I'll make some mozzarella sticks. That sounds cool. I mean, I like making it from scratch, even if it's wrong. But all right, let's do the ratings, and then we do going on to the next show. So we'll do. You got your Rotten Tomato up there, buddy?
Oh, I had IMDb this whole time. I was like, I'm gonna be on top of it. I totally forgot.
Well, you could do IMDb. I could do.
No. I'll do Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
You go ahead and start with the IMDb, and I will have them ready.
I'll do the Wall of Street. So we're doing. Here's the rating session. Remember, for those people who haven't seen this show in a minute, it's 1 through 13. There are no zeros on this show because I can hear you typing so much. There are no zeros on this show because movies are hard to make. And just making a movie from start to begin to end is extremely hard. So a 1 through 10 is what it is. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. A 10 movie is a perfect movie, really, where it has everything you like. It hits story, acting, cinema, even time, topic. You could really hit a 10 by making a perfect movie. Now we also have the 13 score, so this is why we do the 11, 12, and 13, because we tend to like a movie if you like it just that little extra. We give it a little cream, a little cherry on top with some sprinkles, and that's basically what it means. So if you like a movie like, oh, what movie do I love? That we gave it 13 all the time, like a Hackers, I gave it a 13 because it's just I love that movie. That's the movie I like to enjoy. I get to geek out on it. I saw it when I was younger at the theater, so it's always kind of nostalgic for me. But I always give that movie a 13 because it's just that little extra. Now, I think I broke that down. So let's start off with Wall Street, 1987, rated R, 2 hours and 6 minutes. IMDb rating 7.3 out of 10, with 159,000 votes. What is the Rotten Tomato on the Wall Street there, buddy?
So the Rotten Tomato on Wall Street is going to be a certified fresh 79% on the tomato meter out of 62 reviews, and then an 81% out of 50,000 ratings on the audience score. Yeah. And then the critics' consensus over here with Wall Street, Oliver Stone delivers a blunt but effective and thoroughly well acted Jermaid, I don't know what the hell that is, against its era's veneration of greed as a means to its own end. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That was a Wall Street answer if I've ever heard of one, dude.
Yep. I agree. I concur.
I concur. Okay, let's see. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's got I like the cover of this one with Michael Douglas on it.
Mm-hmm.
So 71 and an 81%. Color of Money. That's where it says movies you might also like. Fisher King, Color of Money. All right, so we're gonna jump on to The Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, rated R, 3 hours. It's got an 8.2 out of 10 with 1.4 million votes.
Yep, and over here on the Rotten Tomatoes, we have an 80% certified fresh tomato meter score out of 289 reviews, and an 83% on the audience score out of 100,000 plus ratings. Critics' consensus on this one: funny, self-referential, and irreverent to a fault. Wolf of Wall Street finds Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio at their most infectiously dynamic, and I have to agree on that one as well.
Okay, I'm very confused by that real quick. I don't know. This is a weird ass comment. It means funny. Okay, self-referential.
Self-referential.
Reference. So it's
it's
talking about self.
Yeah. So like whenever
then,
he's
And then irreverent to fault. Does it to a fault? What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. So just like crazy, irreverent. Just like let's see here.
I mean, the way they're weighting it to a fault, like that's.
Yeah, like it's like they're just like the way I kind of took that as like they are, let's see, irreverent, showing lack of respect for people or other things generally taken serious. Okay,
that makes sense then. All right, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Okay, never mind. To a fault. I was thinking that if it's a failure, but no, they're going to an extreme and they got it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Wolf of Wall Street finds Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio as their most infectious dynamic. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, dude, did he get nominated for anything? Because
I'm sure he got nominated, but he didn't win until The Revenant.
He did, yeah, and I think that's one of those. And they say they kind of just gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, dude, I'm not a huge DiCaprio fan, but you know, the Scorsese flicks are pretty good. So let's see here. Best performance by an actor in a leading role. Yeah, he got an Oscar nominated, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
And then best performance by an actor in a supporting role, Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm. Best
achievement in directing, Martin Scorsese. Best writing, adapted screenplay, Terrence Winter. Best motion picture of the year. But what did they actually win? They didn't win any Oscars, right?
No, they didn't win any Oscars.
But they won an AFI award, movie of the year. Now this like I gotta say, for all the reason of staying away from this movie for 10 years, it was good. I'm gonna watch it again, and even though like I even like the way that I'm on that scene right now. We're on the yacht. I watched that scene twice and I was dissecting it because it's so fucking crazy. Because it's like they speak the same language, but he doesn't care. The straight arrow, the cop, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy, and he even offers. He's like, he kind of does bribe him, right? But
yeah.
But it doesn't go very well for him. All right, Wall Street, what you got?
I'm gonna give Wall Street a 9. Giving it a 9. I think if I had seen this movie whenever I was younger, it would probably have a nostalgia factor, and I'd probably give it a higher score. If we're being completely honest, Is it a movie I could recommend for somebody to watch nowadays? I mean, I don't know. I think it may be a little too out of date for people nowadays. I really feel like this is a, I mean, it's more of a timepiece than anything. Like
Yeah.
it's a snapshot of an era. It's I mean, yeah, I guess if it's 1987 and you see Michael Douglas walking down the beach talking on a phone, I mean that's something crazy. Like you haven't seen that, and I can understand where people would be like, oh my god, that's so cool. He has a
Yeah.
robot, but nowadays it'd just be like, what the fuck does he have a robot in his
Well,
kitchen, like making drinks and stuff like that? You know, like I just I don't it lacks that. I think it lacks the same appeal it did back in the day when those things were new and fresh and wow, that was
yeah.
something you didn't see every day as somebody on a cell phone or somebody with 10 computers in their office and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean if like for your brother, if I was going to recommend a movie, I would go Wolf of Wall Street all day. You know, like that would I don't think he would get as much out of Wall Street as he would
The
Wolf of
Wolf of
Wall
Wall Street.
Street. Yeah.
I think it's a slow burn. I think the Wall Street has a it's a 9 for me as well.
Yeah.
I can feel the pacing and the timing of like this does, but I like that because it's like you have to think this is what 1987 was like. You have to go back there.
Yeah.
Shocker, it's almost 40 years since 1987.
Yeah.
So you know what? When you're watching a movie from 2013, you're seeing the way someone's portraying somebody. It's the same time frame, but just two
Mm-hmm.
different styles of movies. Very informative. I honestly think I recommend Wall Street. I would think if you watch Wall Street, then you watch Boiler Room, and you watch Big Short, or actually you could watch Wolf of Wall Street then Big Short. But I would watch those three movies. Like I actually just to learn the dialogue and the lingo. The one thing that I love about the Wolf of Wall Street, it shows you the beginning. It's kind of a hero's journey in a way because it starts off like as a triumph, then he does he's screwing people over. I mean that's what you got to understand. The whole movie he's screwing people over.
Yeah.
He is without like
He.
everything he's on the yachts.
Yep.
Everything is it's not his money. He stole the money,
Well,
and that,
and the thing is too is like whenever it first starts off, he seems like that innocent kind of person, like he's and then he kind of gets thrown into this like I think he would have had the same outcome regardless, but he had people enabling all this behavior, and he was like, yeah, and then he just like takes it to the next level, and he gets the money to where he can take it to the next level,
yeah.
and he's like, well, who's gonna stop me, and that's I feel like I wouldn't go as far as to say like Leonardo DiCaprio and Bud Fox are similar. I feel like Bud Fox has more of like that like come to Jesus, like, well, not even has more, like he has that come to Jesus meeting where he's like, no, I'm not going to do this, and then he gets his justice. Like he's like, oh, justice is served in the world. It's like he almost forgets he was doing all this stuff too.
Yeah.
He's like he's like, oh no, it's Gordon Gekko. He's the problem.
Yeah.
And he was going along with it the entire time. He wanted everything he had to offer, but as soon as it impacted him personally, that's when he took offense to it.
Yeah, and you're right. I keep seeing. I keep seeing all the stuff they're buying and paying for, and it's starting to really throw me off. Like it's all stolen money.
Yeah.
Like you literally stole. Like if we put a side by side T-shirt out there, and I sell you a T-shirt, or you sell a T-shirt, and we sell it to somebody, and we gave us money, and we give them a T-shirt, and it gets messed up or whatever. It's just it's a T-shirt. But at least there's a transaction there. That there was like, hey, we had a customer or a client or a follower. It's like, but there's an understanding that this is what we're doing. There's a service here. That blatantly lying takes somebody's.
We provide a product. They provide a service.
Oh, that's true. It's
Yeah.
just, but the service or the act of like they're not doing anything for you. Like like I don't get it. I mean, like my brother's a real estate broker, and in my head sometimes I'm like, you don't need one, but there was a lot of jargon and a lot of lingo for something. So maybe you do need one, and maybe you do. It is easier to have somebody do 1.8% for you, but doing 50% on the penny stocks, that's insane. That's what he showed him. Like, look, like I just made $2,000. He needed money because I just made $2,000 real quick and off penny stocks because he bullshitted. And that's one thing I've always like. I don't like being called a bullshitter, so I'm like, because I like doing things and getting where I need to be, even though you don't believe me or not. I can show you, but it's cool the fact that that well, it's cool that I'm like not trying to be like that. What I was trying to say, but it's cool that they can show that they can show these kind of movies. If you start catching yourself, you can look back. It's showing he does a good job as an addict, dude. He does a pretty good job, man. Like, and they show the extremes. Like, this movie is very extreme. So, but it's 10 years, 10 years old. So now, so I don't want to say anything about Leo dating younger chicks, but that's 10 years ago. This movie's about to be too old for him to watch.
No, it already is. It's 5 years too old.
All right. But, I give this one a 13, dude. I give Wolf of Wall Street a 13.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
it hits it all. I mean, in 3 hours, it feels like an hour and a half.
It does. And it goes, I didn't even feel like an hour. It feels like 1 hour, dude. I was going to break this down like Benjamin Button. Because Casino, I watched it all through, and I was like, "Ooh, that was rough, but it's okay. It's entertaining." I think I remember saying that. It's good. Benjamin Button was just really long, really informative. But I started putting this on. I was like, "Oh, I actually got to do something else. I got to take a break. I don't want to." I did it, so I was like, "I can only watch like an hour and 15, and I got to do something." I was like, "Nah, I want to stop. I didn't want to stop watching it." Even when
next time you watch it, you'll take a break because you're just
I already saw everything. So, but when you're not seeing and you're getting it all in, you're like, "Holy crap, this is good." But all right, so we got scores out. We got the same scores, 9 and 13. This does happen, ladies and gentlemen. We tend to have some of the same scores. So where are we going? We're going Charlie Sheen. We're going DiCaprio. Oof. We're going Scorsese. We're going John Brethenall. We're going Jonah Hill. We're going Margot Robbie. Are we going? What's it? Tyler Chandler. Are we going Rob Reiner? Are we going? I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Martin Sheen. What are you thinking? I like the Hot Shots part, but that's me. There's also Michael Douglas. Where do you want to go? Let's see, Josh Mostel. Let's see what his.
Let's see. Honestly, Jonah Hill doesn't sound terrible, but.
Billy Madison. Jesus Christ Superstar. That's an actual movie? I thought that was a joke.
Mm-mm.
So film version of the musical stage play. Okay. Hey, it's a musical then. Do you want to go modern? Do you want to go? Where do you want to go with this? Where are you thinking?
Ideally, yeah, that would be.
Because also we could just do what we were talking about earlier with Brendan Fraser. We can do The Whale and Everything Everywhere All at Once because we talked about that as well. I just went here because I was like, look, we haven't done a show in a while.
Yeah.
I talk about how I avoid this movie so much. Not avoiding it anymore. We're coming in with a bang. If anything, this is like basically season 2 if we really wanted to talk about it because there's a gap. But no, we're like at season 11 now.
Yeah.
So.
Let's we can eventually get to those other movies. I think let's do Charlie Sheen.
All right. I'm there.
All right, and yeah, I think Hot Shots Part 2, and then why don't
Men at Work? There's it's like.
Well, I don't even know. I think we should do another war movie, but I think maybe or maybe even another parody movie.
He does have. He's got the scary movies. He's got.
Actually, how about this? How about Mafia?
and Hot Shot Part 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's Jay Moore. He's the guy.
Moore. Mafia was supposed to launch his career, bro.
Dude. I got to give Jay Moore. He's the guy. He's a good actor, man, but he's also a comedian, and a lot of people aren't going to, take him serious, Doing a Jay Moore's impression is almost like doing a walking.
He's just doing a walking, but with more walking.
Doing a little more, it's just that little extra. Oh, you know what, dude?
The difference between extraordinary and ordinary, just a little bit extra.
That is true, man. Hey, man.
Had to get that in.
That's a good saying. All right, so for episode 58, we're doing Hot Shots Part 2.
78.
What?
78, right?
Yeah, that's what I said, right? Episode 78?
You said 58.
Oh, dang. Sorry, episode 78.
No, you're good.
Hot Shots Part 2. Hot Shots Part 2. It says 1993, PG-13, 1 hour, 26 minutes. Action comedy. Rambo parody in which Topper Harley leads a rescue team to Iraq to save Iraqi war prisoners and all their previous rescue teams. Sounds pretty normal.
Yeah.
Director Jim Abrahams, writers Jim Abrahams, Pat Proft. Stars Charlie Sheen, Lloyd Bridges, and Valeria Galino. I'll say this much. Is Lloyd Bridges not your favorite Bridges?
I like Jeff personally.
Maybe Bo Bridges. Probably. We're gonna watch that with. This is one thing I love about both movies. They both have exclamation marks in the title. Mafia. Original title: Jane Austen's Mafia.
And then they both have Lloyd Bridges.
Well, put this out. Check this. I just realized something. 1998, PG-13, 1 hour 27 minutes, comedy crime. Take off on The Godfather with the son of a mafia king taking over for his dying father. Director Jim Abrahams. Writers Jim Abrahams, Greg Norberg, and Michael McInnes. Stars Jay Moore, Christina Applegate, and Lloyd Bridges. Wow.
Nailed it.
Is there like a Jim Abrahams and Lloyd Bridges set up here?
Let's see. Airplane, written. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a man.
Hot Shots, written by. Scary Movie, written by. Let's see
that.
Damn.
Well, we got our movies for next week. I'm gonna love that. I haven't seen Mafia in a minute, but dude, we're gonna have some things to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm a big Jay Moore fan, dude. And a couple years ago when I saw a stand-up, I was like, dude, this dude's a stand-up, and then he was killing it. Now I want to say like this is probably 2015, 2014 when I saw a stand-up, and I was like, this dude kills at stand-up. And then like I just I saw the impressions, and I just really started following him a lot. It's like it is a big deal to make it to like he was in Jerry Maguire. He plays like the a-hole freaking other like competitor sports agent, but he does such a great job there. He's been able to do it. And there's some fun fact I'll let you know about next time. But other than that, I'll let it go for today's show. You got anything else you want to say?
No, I think that's all I got to say this time, man. It's been good getting back and catching up.
Yeah, dude. I haven't shut up since we've last spoken, but you picked it right up, and I need to work on it. But I think I'm happy to have you back, brother. And it's good to get this show back on the road. Everybody look out for. Our shirts are gonna be out soon, so check out some merch we got. We're moving forward. We're doing the podcast thing. We jumped on the bandwagon in 2020. It helped us out, man. Through our mental health and get through everything. And now we're here. And I'm like, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's see. I miss you too, man. This is something I think that this kept me grounded. And I think I was just too many places, too many. And I'm bringing it back. It's tight. I'm not telling you to lose weight. I'm just saying you gotta tighten it up. I'm not saying you have to lose weight. But all right, everybody, gonna do the outro because I just don't want to edit it in. Do I? Should I do an outro? Let's do the outro.
Let's do the outro. I'm watching it. I'm watching Into Wolf of Wall Street right now. FBI is raiding them, man.
Let me get there. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for watching this episode. Look out for the clips, and we'll see you later. Adios.
Peace.